my base camp for On Grizzly Ground. How I exist among bears is dramatically different than how I exist among fish. For salmon migration from the ocean to Idaho, I lived and worked solo out of a truck and camper. I had to be solo because I had to isolate while on the road during the pandemic. I also had to have my house on my back because I moved as the fish moved. Their migration is 850 miles from Oregon's coast to Idaho's wilderness, and it's a one-and-done deal. Adult salmon swim back to their crib, lay eggs, then die. All salmon use the same highway to get home, rivers. They never leave the water. Grizzlies, sure, they get in the water, but they most certainly don't stay in the water. They wander wherever and whenever, covering more than 1,000 miles in one summer, here, there, way over there, and everywhere. That's why I have a base camp in the greater Yellowstone ecosystem instead of a camper that moves daily. Behind me is my home and my office, and I'm sitting on the tailgate of how I get around. The first thing I want you to notice is what's with me and what's not. What's always with me? Bear spray. Sometimes 2 cans in case you need to replace an empty. What's not with me? Food. The bed of my truck is empty, no cooler stacked around the camper, no snacks left on the picnic table, and no roasting sticks left by the fire pit. All food is stored inside my hardside trailer, and there's no garbage left in camp. Keeping a clean camp is an absolute must in bear country. If there's nothing interesting around, there's no reason for a bear to sniff around. My truck for grizzlies is different than my truck for salmon too. I had both rewired so I can charge batteries when the truck is turned off. But the new Tundra tracks speed limit for me with this little sign on my dash. And the backup camera on the new Tundra is much better than what I had a few years ago. That's my drift boat in the shot. It's propped up in drain mode because we've had unbelievable amounts of rain in recent weeks, as I'm sure you've seen, especially in Yellowstone. I thought fire would be my biggest concern during a drought year. Turns out it's flood instead. I've worked in rain and snow while following grizzlies through the greater Yellowstone ecosystem, and we're not done yet. But some mild weather for what's next might be nice. See you on Grizzly Ground.